can I intro myself and be like, bonjour.
Yep.
I actually don't run a podcast. I don't do this often, so don't fucking kill me in the comments. I'm just here with Mr. Vergier, and he's quite an important man at the moment. So we needed to get deeper into Mr. Vergier. Who is he? Where is he from? What has he done? And just let the audience know, like a little bit more about Loris. Even I'm curious to find out, So you've just flown to Cape Town. Are we allowed to say he's flown to Cape Town? He's filming his receipt. You've flown to Cape Town. You're filming a little Welcome to Common Soul edit for your new team. And from your few days in Cape Town, have you had some fun?
So far, it was really amazing. Like, I wanted to come here for a long time, and I visited like 10 years ago when we raced Peter Maisberg.
Yeah, that's not part of our country.
It's definitely not, it's not the same. Like, I've seen it now. It's not the same thing.
Yes.
So I loved it. I'm a bit tired now, so it's almost time to relax and go back home. But yeah, amazing people. Food was great, and weather was insane. Scenery on point, and hopefully the edit will show.
Yes. No, it seems like we got Leon behind the camera, so the edit should be good, Okay. How did you get into mountain biking? When did you get into mountain biking? And like, what made you get into mountain biking?
So I'm from a place who's similar to here, like close to the beach, south of France. Obviously different than the south of Africa, but little bit of places to ride. So my dad got into mountain bike when he was like 35, and I was a bit younger than that. I was probably 3 or 4 and going at the races with him, and I just grew up into mountain bike scene. It was mostly XC, and then when you start like riding XC, you see that it's hard. It's not that fun. And you're like, why? And you get to see like going downhill is actually way more fun. And my dad wanted me to do like either MotoGP or like road ride on the moto, and I sucked at it. And then the sound of the engine was scaring me. Yeah. I'm probably a bit sensitive, and I didn't like confrontation either. Like BMX at the Stargate, I was like so bad. Like first turn, I didn't like it with the boys. And when I first had the chance to ride downhill, you're by yourself, no one can bother you. You take what's good for you and you just do it, and then time shows. And I just love that. Like, you in your own little world, you don't need to be aggressive. You don't need to be, So it suit me a lot. And even if it didn't really want me to do that, because it's quite, at the time, like Fabian Barrel, like was crashing a lot, like femur, and it was like a lot of injuries. So my dad was like, okay, let's do it. And then from that point on, like, he came with me, he showed me around, like we went riding together, and he drove me around at the races, and that was the beginning of riding downhill bikes.
So how young were you when you started doing like French Cups and things like that? You said you started riding at like 4 or 5 or whatever. Were you racing kind of similar or soon after that? Or
like, I did all the steps you need to do to be able to ride. So I did like XC, then a little bit of it's called TN whatever, like for young riders to try trials, XC and downhill at the same time with the same bike. So you see where you're good at.
Is that a French thing?
It's a French thing. And like, you get to see where you're good at. And Victor Koretsky, the XC guy,
yes.
He was there, like he was winning when I was riding, and he was super good, obviously XC, but then downhill also, and trials too. And you would win the whole thing, like, so you can see who's good at it. It's actually pretty sick.
That's actually cool.
And from there, you move forward categories, and I think you're probably like 13 or 14 when you ride downhill bikes for the first time with like big crowns.
Yes.
So friends trying to deal with riders in a way that you don't ride a downhill bike too soon. You get to learn riding bikes.
Clever, yeah.
And then from cadet it's called, you get to ride French Cups, and I was already quite fast the second year. Not as fast as Loic, but I was showing that I could do podiums with Ellie, and I was like, okay. And that's when I got into World Cups the year after.
Okay.
So you get to see a little bit how French works.
That's
cool.
actually a cool system because there's actually nothing that makes you a better rider than trying to ride downhill on a cross-country bike, and then you learn how to be smooth.
Exactly.
And then when you get on a downhill bike, it's like, okay, now
Exactly.
we're cooking. Okay, and then who was in, like, when you grew up racing, obviously France has taken over the world, but like, who did you grow up racing against? Like Amory and Loic and those guys, were you younger and older than them? Like, who was your main competition when you were growing up?
So when I was growing up, at the races I was telling you about, like my dad was racing and I was whatever 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Loic was there also, because his dad was racing the same races as my dad, so we were hanging out together.
Okay.
We would party like in the dirt with like small motorbikes, doing like dirt jumps with the. So we always been together. He was like 2 years older, and he would race obviously 2 years older than me. So I would see his progression and like how how fast he was. So I would follow his steps a little bit, and then in my category, Amaury was there. I saw a YouTube video not a long time ago. Fayol was there.
Yes.
He was super fast when I was young. Estac was there. Like there was like all the '96 guys. So yeah, I grew up racing them, and I had at the time like I was pretty good, and I feel like Amaury was bikes less good. I had good bikes at the time, and we were like fighting, but it wasn't like now. Now he's like proper pin, and I'm trying to catch up. So, yeah, that's the plan. It's trying to not too far from him.
Yeah. Emery sometimes
Insane.
nuts.
Insane.
It's, wasn't even a question, but how did you why do you think the French are so good at the moment?
At the moment or all the time?
You can argue both.
No, yeah. I think when you see the sport, we are, and when I see like how I've been into American team and all the like English people, like I've been around people, and there's not many people that take it as seriously as the French. Like we are a little bit psychopath about winning and trying to do everything right to perform, which other ways to doing it, like maybe Americans are like pushing all their bodies like to be physically prepared, but then leave the bikes to like we trying to put everything we can to be good, and I believe it's what causes so many French to be good. Okay, because the tracks are obviously not that great. There's good tracks, but it's not tracks.
Yes.
It's not weather. It's like a bit of the continent, like the way we ride, and then that mentality of Frenchie. And that's why people don't like French. They're like, Frenchies all the time.
You in the coffee shops, not because you were racist, bro.
Maybe, we'll see.
No, it makes sense though, because even if you've grown up racing with Amory and Loic and stuff, you all raise each other's level naturally through time. That makes sense. Like, I race, here and there, but like you guys have raced each other for years and then all made it to the world stage, and now you're all still competitive with each other. For sure. You're just all the best in the world. Which is ridiculous.
For sure.
How was because I even saw you and interviewed you a bit at World Champs when you won Worlds. Did it take a minute to sink in? Where at the time were you like, whoa, this is insane? Did you have like all of the emotions? Like obviously as you win, it's like, oh my God, I did it. Does it take a bit of time to sink in? Like the next day, are you even more stoked? Is it at the time a bit too much, or I probably don't plan on winning Worlds. It'd be nice.
No, it was a weird feeling because obviously in the past I felt like I had the speed and I didn't prove I had it. So I didn't necessarily had a good run or the result didn't show. And this time I didn't have the speed. Like Loic, Amaury, so many guys were planned to win and I managed to sneak in and get the results. So the feeling was more like with all the bad luck or all the luck I had in the past, it finally comes down to today. And it felt like, wow, it felt like a relief more than a good feeling. It just felt like I am world champion. Even if I wasn't that fast today, it's happening.
Yeah, the books don't lie, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I also thought. When Loic wins that many, you understand how World Champ works, and it's just one race and anything can happen.
Yeah.
And you just need to be prepared as much as possible. But yeah, the pressure was, it's World Champ. But now I see it more as like anything can happen and you just need to be good on that moment. And it's actually hard to do. But yeah, it sunk in when I was getting a shower the night, like just chilling my apartment. I was like, "Fuck, it's insane. And for the whole week after, I was like, oh, it's so good. And then we went to Ludaviel. It was raining. It was cold. I was like, okay, I need to put it and then actually ride well, and I didn't. So yeah, obviously this winter, that's the plan. Like I'm trying to be better for next year and trying to show that I can go fast with it now.
I think you don't give yourself enough credit. I think people know you pretty fast, dude. No, that's amazing to see and to understand, because like it must take a minute, and it would probably getting back into the shower where you actually have a minute by yourself and you're like, oh my god, like self-talk, like I think I've done it kind of thing, and you don't give yourself enough credit, because even I've always thought for years, because obviously Amory and Loic and like a few other like superstars always like, I don't know, they're spoken about people. But whenever I see you in World Cup practice, you look like ridiculously smooth and fast from like the first run. And I'm always wondering what the hell PA has done to your bike or something. Because like even snowshoe the one year, I was like dying in the rock gardens, and you just come through. And I was like, I've always thought you're like, underrated is the wrong word, because you've obviously got a lot of pedigree and a lot of race wins and results and whatever. But like nobody ever like favors you going into a race, and then but like every practice, obviously it's different, because I always see on practice on track, and then like I can see each run who's looking good and stuff, and you're always flying from like lap 1, and I'm like, Lawrence is ridiculous.
I think I'm underrated in a way that you can see Amory or Loic throwing down like heaters, any condition, and their focus is, I don't know, you can put money on them and it will happen. And I think I've shown that sometimes I can't prove, like speed doesn't show necessarily my results, and I'm gonna try to work on that, so I can be up there more often, and you can put money and be like, okay, yeah, this weekend maybe Loris can do it. I think I've shown with pressure I suck. so no, for sure, like for real, like Andorra was the same. Yeah, exactly. I had no pressure coming in, like I didn't have the speed.
You mean everyone was talking about Loris and Loic? I mean, Loic and Amory, and then you were like a little,
and like when
dark horse.
I needed to put it down like a heater, I didn't do it like in the past years. So you forget about the guy. Like, when pressure is on, like don't count on him. But I'm trying to be that guy for next year and for the next 2 years.
Yes. You don't give yourself enough credit, my man. Talk to me a bit about how your change from Trek to Commencal came about. Did you have a natural end of contract with Trek, and then it happened with Commencal? Is it a brand that you've always like kind of admired, or things like that? Or like how did it come about? Did your contract end and then they approached you and things like that?
So I'm the same as you. I'm at the races. I see who's fast, which bike looks good, and when you're trying to see like where you could see yourself and perform, there's not that many teams. I've done quite a few, so there's not many left. And
true.
And then the best one that I could go to was Commencal. Like there's no better one that could suit me and be better. Like the bike is unreal, the team is unreal, and being with Frenchies, sadly, like I've seen it for the last 8 years, like it's not your language, it's quite tough. And being with Frenchies just help like relax. Like you can relax, you can not be funny, trying to be funny, but it doesn't matter. Like it's easier to do it.
Yes.
And my contract was ending, and it was years in the making. Like I was always trying to go to Max and be not nice to him, but always have a normal contact, not like fighting anything.
Yes.
And it just came about to be this year, and I'm so stoked, man. Like it's a relief. Like I lost a little bit of fun on the bike. Like the Trek was obviously fast some races, and some other was not so fast, in the sense of I didn't have fun, and I didn't want to ride much my downhill bike. And that is a bit gone.
Yeah.
So I'm so stoked, and working with the team and Arthur and like all the guys trying to build a better version of the bike all the time is reigniting a fire in the sense of like, okay, I'm aged. I know a little bit what's going on inside suspension and stuff. I suck, but still,
Yeah.
I like understanding. And when they explain what's going on, like it just motivates you, and it feels amazing. It feels more like a really nice F1 team compared to before a little
Yes.
bit. So I'm just like convinced it's gonna be good for me, and it just feels super nice. I love it.
No, it's cool. I've spoken. Arthur is the engineer. They call him the engineer for Common Cell. And you even said the other day that like he's an absolute wizard. You said like you had 2 days with him and he redid the whole bike for you and you felt amazing and things like that. I mean, you've ridden RockShox on your previous team, so it's obviously now you're on RockShox with like you're on RockShox with this team, so you kind of know the suspension and stuff. But talk to me a bit about how, because I've actually haven't had the privilege of testing with Arthur. When you said you literally go to him and say, I feel this, and he goes to his laptop and he comes out and he has some like an answer for you. Like, is it, I mean,
It's like basically you're a rider, you feel stuff, and the only thing they want you to say is like what exactly you feel, and not trying to translate into like, oh, I feel like I should need more air. Like you just say it, and they go into whatever they have and just figure things out for you. And then each lap you pick little details like, maybe it's not that great, and every lap it just improves, and you're like, okay, this is the place, like this is insane, and I love it. Like it's so interesting.
there's few teams that are as like focused and like have such a passion for racing than Commonwealth Macro. Like I don't know many brand owners that are at the race. Like Max comes to every race and he's not just at the race having a beer. He's like wants to know and this and that. And then obviously that feeds down to the team, and the team is like, they are so keen on racing,
So
which
keen.
is funny for me because I'm not that keen on racing. But to like, I'm sure it must be. I've always see Arthur on his laptop there doing little
Always.
things, and I never know those kinds of things.
And yeah, that core like of performance thing, like it's always going, and then it translates to actual good bikes, even to like normal customer. Like I've filmed with like a stock bike, and it's really good. You know, like it just translate and it cascade down to the customer. And I think when you buy a product that's actually good, you make happy people. Like
Yes.
and it's so nice to have like a small core. Like the brand is obviously big, but there's not that many people working there, and
Yes.
it's just like focused on making good stuff, good price, and then making people happy. So it's cool.
When you're testing with Arthur and the team and stuff like that, are you more focused on suspension stuff, on like the frame and the flex, like the different chain stays and seat stays and stuff like that? What are you usually testing when you're testing with Arthur?
The usual is specific. Normally, it's like, okay, whatever. These 2 days we're gonna focus on suspension. Then we're gonna focus on frame. We need to separate things,
Okay.
otherwise you get lost.
Yes.
But so far, I've tried a bit of actually everything to see what the team and the brand can give you at any given moment. Like you tick boxes of like, okay, for flex we have these options, and then the options are wild. So many options, and they can make new ones too, quite
Yeah.
easily. So it's unreal. But then I think for myself, I've tried a lot of things, different bikes, so I know what to like. But obviously, when you're coming into a new team and you don't know nothing, and you're young, it's maybe not the best. So that's why the team is made like that. Like you slowly evolve into different version of the bike and different options.
Yes.
So everything is well thought, and it's performance oriented in science. It's science. Anyway, we don't give too much. We need to keep some stuff, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say don't
Yeah.
talk too much about Arthur.
But I'm happy to be in that thing because I've seen it from outside, and I was jealous, and now I'm there. I'm like, perfect. Thank you.
And so now, obviously, you coming in, Emery's been Markov's superstar for a while. Now you coming there to take his reins, take his throne from the team.
No.
Are you like still good mates with Emery? You've obviously grown up racing, and it seems like all the Frenchies, like you say, downhill's not really like a contact sport. You out there by yourself, so I'm assuming you guys have a fairly good relationship, and like you've been mates and stuff. Do you think it's gonna be like, will you like share lines with Emery and stuff like that? Like, will you work as a team, or you? Actually, you probably can't. I don't know. No, I won't keep that one secret line.
No, obviously, like I've lived so many different with different teammates throughout the years, and some different like approach. And in the end, everything works as long as you trust each other. And I feel like with Amore, we never really worked together as a teammates, but in the past, like we've shared lines, like we all want to do well, friendship wise.
Yes.
Like we'd share stuff, and I believe it's from my side. There's obviously he's the big dog, and I'm trying to chase it. Like
You're the world champion.
yeah, but it's shown like speed that no one can match. You know,
Yes.
like when I won, it wasn't that. Like I was 0.1 ahead, you know, and he won by whatever 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So the speed is different. Anyway, but yeah, I think we can work together to be really fast and help each other for that, and be mate at the same time.
Do you reckon you two working as a team will actually make you guys a pretty lethal duo, and your guys working together will like make both of you just maybe 1 and 2 every race kind of thing, you know?
I think that's why they paired us together. At least what I understood, like the goal is to, be on the podium and obviously be on the top spots more often than ever. So the goal is to do that, and whatever we can do, we'll do it. And I think he can obviously give me advice, and I can probably help also.
Yes.
From what I've seen on the other bikes, on anything, like we are a bit different. Like he's stronger than me and rides maybe more aggressive. Yeah. So yeah, helping each other on anything. But so far we didn't really have time to work together because he was a bit injured. So from January, I think we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
I'm nervous to see you guys as a duo, because I think you guys are gonna clean up. I think Commensal Markov's gonna be the team leader at every World Cup with like Miriam and you two and Max, everyone.
That'd be sick.
It's gonna be lethal. And talk to me about all the changes that have been happening through the UCI and stuff like that. Do you like the way they're moving to like a top 20 quali and a LCQ and less teams and things like that? Has it changed the way you approach races? Well, I suppose, yeah. Has it affected you much? Do you think the broadcast is better? I mean, we're obviously riding for Red Bull. It was broadcast by Red Bull TV for years, and then it changed to Discovery. Has it made much of a difference for you or not?
I tend to not really care about anything. Like it's like
it's a good answer.
yeah, it's like when people ask me like, "What do you think?" and like I really don't know. Like I'm riding bikes, like I'm trying to race, and I don't take decision on any of it. Like why would I try to think about it? I don't know. You know, I don't have an answer to you. I just know that I've been protected for all my career, kind of. So I've never been in danger of not going into finals. And that's definitely something different for me. So I'm going to have to work on it, and I'm going to, do something different this winter. But otherwise, broadcast, like more races, like I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have an opinion. I'm just...
Bring me the event, bring me the
Yeah.
race, I'll win it. Just the rest of you, just relax.
No, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I
No,
don't
no,
know.
You focused on
Yeah.
racing. Boom. Bingo, done. You don't care where it is, what the weather is.
How do you feel about it?
No,
That's
this
the
interview is about you, pal. Okay, and I love him too. Your mechanic PA have a child. He's out of business next year. Are you gonna miss PA? You're gonna miss PA, and Who's your new mechanic? Are you sad to be missing Pierre?
So we spent 8 years together.
8 years, eh?
He was before that. He wasn't really a mechanic.
Yeah, he was
like
at the
he
works.
was just He was coming.
He was my mechanic in Morsey.
Exactly. The first race we ever did together, I won qualies, and we were the last one up there. So it was like a weird feeling together. He didn't know what to do. Like it was special, and we went through, like I said, like nightmares together and dream together. Like I've spent one of the worst time of my life with him, and the best time also. And obviously to have him, like, it was a Frenchie in the core of English speaking. It was reassuring. It was
Yes.
super nice to have him. And the team vibe has changed for this year. Like it's the opposite. Like we are Frenchies with not many English speaking. So I believe I'm gonna, it's sad to say, but need him less because I have French speaking and like
Yes.
it's like a bit different vibe. But obviously, like he was, helping me. He was giving everything he could to make me feel good about anything. So in the past, like I would feel something and I would be like, could we change it? It would be like, yes, anything I want. And now we have proof. Arthur has proof. Is like, no, we can't do it because it's not good. And I'm like, okay. For 8 years, I've done anything I wanted on the bike, anything. And it would be like, fine. And now it's like, no. And all the time it's like, oh, okay. So it's a bit change. And I think it's making me a different person also. Like I know I try to learn more, and that's what is exciting also. But yeah, obviously I'm gonna miss him and see him with a kid and a dog now, with a nice house, nice wife. It's insane. So I'm super stoked to see him like that and see him grow older.
Yes. I feel like the World Cup scene is a circus that you can only
Exactly.
maybe handle for a few years.
Yeah,
Every
and
now and
after,
again
like,
you have to just have a family and get your life in order. What, like, this is actually even, I'm interested in this. What kind of training do you usually do to get to the kind of like, because obviously downhill is a bit of a weird sport. It's not like, let's say road cycling, whatever, it's just pure your VO2 max or your, like your fitness ability. It's like, do you do like a bunch of base training, some gym training? Do you do any like specific downhill training that's quite like weird? Do you ever do like mental coaching and things like that? How does your training, let's say Monday to Thursday, you back home, how would you train? I mean, Monday to Sunday,
So in the last years, so not this year because we had quite a lot of testing, which I'm not used to.
Yes.
We rode downhill like I've never rode downhill before. Like home or whatever. Like I would ride once a week and it would be pretty good. And sometimes I would go like 3 weeks without riding. Like I love riding, but it's hard to put in place. I feel
Yes.
like you need shuttling, like you need people around, like friends and shit. So this year has been a lot different. So I'm gonna skip that. And in the past, I would just do like BMX, road rides with like exercise. So it's not just road riding, gym, a bit of moto, and then downhill. So it's never really boring. Like it's a bit of everything. So you are sorted as an athlete. Like you just touch everything and you can adapt more easily. And mental coach after, I think Fort William was the first race this year.
Yes.
Got smoked. And I was like, I'm gonna need someone, like this year's gonna be long, and I hired someone that I can trust now and say is my mental coach, and help me through the year, like get to enjoy being smoked and still enjoy it, basically. Like enjoy your racing while being smoked all year. And he helped me through that and helped me also through, having to wear the world champion while not being super fast after the races after. So no,
I like how you say we're the world champion while not being super fast.
I did one,
Dude,
two
I'm not
races.
super fast. You're not super
I did
fast.
two
then
good
I'm
races. And then the rest of the season was just bad.
What was the rest of the season? Ludenville, Montagnat.
The what?
Like after you won Worlds, it
Yeah.
was Ludenville and then
Yeah.
Montagnat.
And they were both not so great.
Because you went too hard at the after party.
I actually didn't. That's the problem too. I was just with my friends, but anyway.
So you'd say the mental coach helped you quite a bit.
He helped me on the life, more life than racing, but then racing is my life, so it just helps. And you can see like the way basically is almost empty,
Yes.
and you see the other side, whatever,
Yes.
something like that.
Glass half empty or glass half full.
Exactly. So it made me more like centered and see the good sides of the bad stuff and the bad stuff of the good things happening. And I think he helped me like, yeah, being a better adult because we are growing old, man. We are old.
Why do all the Frenchies have pencil moustaches? Amory's got a pencil moustache. Leon's got a pencil moustache. You've got a moustache.
My friend had a mustache first, and I was like, I don't have any hair. Like I'm hairless. I don't know how you say it. And I always looked too young for my age. And my girlfriend was like, she liked it. So I kept it. It's the only reason. It's like she likes, that I have a mustache. I probably look a bit older. That's it. It's the only reason.
The only reason.
Yeah. Because otherwise I would grow a beard, but I can't.
Okay.
Beards are better, but dude, there's nothing.
So you grow the moustache and you trim it, you know? As you
Just trim the side a little bit there. That's it. It doesn't grow big.
Okay. What would be a good season for you next year? What do you think? Like, what are your goals for next year's season?
My goal is to be back on podium fight every round. And in those podiums, like a win or two. And the dream would be to fight for the overall again. And yeah, be more consistent on podiums, which I've done in the past and didn't last year, and want to be back there. Fight
You
for,
want to be consistently fast at each race
yep,
and win a couple.
if possible.
Seems easy, dude.
Definitely not, but I'm in
I'm
the
sure
right place to be.
Amory and Loke are planning on having a chilled season, so actually, yeah, right.
What are your goals?
What are my goals? Threesome?
The dream.
Can't put that in. I've shown actually Loris now a little bit of the Monster Girls things. Do you think your girlfriend would allow you to go on like a bit of a training camp with me and the Monster Girls?
No. No. I can.
Who would be more upset? Max and Arthur or your girlfriend if you came to like, let's say, Ibiza or something with me and the Monster Girls?
My girl.
Your girl would be more upset.
I think Max would be proud. Like, go on.
That's why I write the comments up. Do you like the way the World Cups are run these days with like the practice and the tracks and things like that? If there's anything that you could say to like improve the World Cups, what would you do?
Apparently, like we were at Mukoff and Pompon and Amaury was saying like we need to focus on finding downhill again, about like not going too fast. Like track are too fast, they're too fast. I think it's cool that it's fast. It just needs to be safe.
Yeah.
And some tracks were really good this year to be safe, and some other were like really sketchy. We're close to trees and like we're really hammering. But the variety is a bit like they're trying to do the same vibe every round, which I think in the past we didn't. Like you went Fort Bill, Peter Madsburg, like everything was different, and through the year you would have to change your bike and shit. Now like one bike could almost be good all around because they're trying to put the same vibe everywhere. And I think maybe having like variety through tracks and not bother about like actually making the same thing all the time.
Yes. No. Actually,
And I think that's more downhill than trying to bring down some speed at some tracks. I think having fast tracks sometimes is good. Some others should be slow, and it just changes. And I think that's better for racing and for people to watch.
It'd actually be quite cool because then it's a bit more variety in the sport. Sometimes like somebody who wouldn't usually do well at Champery is doing well at Peter Maritzburg, and then the guy who doesn't usually do well is killing it at Champery and things like that. Have you raced Champery before?
I've never even put wheels in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll
Super
tell you
steep.
what, that could be a challenging title defense next year.
I've heard.
I know for a South African, I'm nervous for Champery because the weather there is completely unpredictable and it's very steep. Like it's not like I'm sure most illegal tracks you ride are more technical and stuff, but just to have a World Cup that's steep and that track is that gnarly, and the weather there is like could be absolutely drenched kind of thing. What do you do from now until the first World Cup? Are you just training, testing, pretty much the whole time?
I believe, like I thought I had like a little bit of holidays, but we're testing like in whatever, right after Christmas, which is a good thing. Like I really enjoy riding now since we have that bike. And I think it's going to be testing, training. And
You told Max that you're the world champion. You kind of want to go to Greece for a bit and chill.
I mean, I had holidays here. Like it felt like
This was your holiday.
Yeah, and it was
You
amazing.
gotta have a holiday.
No, it was super nice. Like
I've seen Leon make you push up and down the track the whole time.
yeah, but that was like 3-4 days. The first 3 days were like actually really nice.
Yeah, I suppose that was right. Funny, I take holidays for like 3 months. Clearly 3 days is actually where I should be. I had one more good question. It's up to you guys. Oh, I wanted to ask you about what are your passions outside of the racing? So obviously you're a demon on a bike. I know you've got a couple cool cars. You've done some videos on closed roads and things like that. What do you do when you're not mountain biking?
I spend my time on YouTube watching people building cars.
really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I don't like putting my hands into engines and shit, but I love seeing someone do it. So I'm just watching like people building cars. I like it. And then moto is obviously cool, but I'm not that great. So it's like I know I would never be where I want to be, so I just take a step back. And cars is like you can feel good even if you're actually not that great. So I like it even more. But a bit of everything. Nah.
Have you got any questions for it?
Yeah,
He's a world championship
the biker,
mountain biker.
like a mountain biker.
Mountain
Yep.
biker, but
Downhill.
like downhill.
All right, cool. So my first question: are you a daredevil?
A daredevil.
Does your heart pound? Are you scared? Like you're gonna break an ankle?
It's a good question. Do you get scared at the top of runs and things like that?
Yeah. The pressure makes it super difficult, but it makes it like you want to push yourself. So you're scared in a good sense of like, I'm going to give everything. And the feeling of going super fast is scary, but then it's super rewarding when you cross the line and it's a good result. And that's what gets you going. Like,
And
big,
the adrenaline.
exactly.
Where you getting it from?
It's the actual speed you're going. It's scary.
Pushes you as well.
Yeah, the limit of the grip and yeah, the speed you're going, just the adrenaline is coming to you. It's like, wow. And yeah, it's super nice. The people on the side also, like the shouting, the chainsaw, it's insane.
Cowbells, chainsaws.
Insane.
Or like the sport, why not BMX? Why mountain bike? Why not other?
Because there's a BMX is quite physical and it's dull. And like it's just jumps. It's like super. Mountain bike is roots, rocks.
Yeah.
Everything is like coming. It's crazy.
There's a huge variety in
Yeah.
downhill racing.
All right.
It's more nature.
Last of the question: your inspiration, inspiration. Go.
It's a good question. I'm living my dream.
Really?
That's the only thing. I'm living my dream, so I just keep on dreaming, and it just keeps going.
Good for you. The same sport. You want to do something different?
I'm thinking of 4 years of trying to give my best, and I don't know after that. I need to think, but I've got 4 years planned. Hopefully, we can do it and go super fast and win some races.
And like now with the racing, sorry.
No, I'm loving your questions, Billy.
Like your stage right now. Where are you? Are you like on the international stage?
We are winter stage. It's like we train.
You train?
Yeah.
You go for like main.
The first race is May.
Like internationally, like on the main stage, like
What?
ranked?
Dude,
Ah.
he's world champion, number one. Number one, bro.
I withdraw my
Number one.
I withdraw my question.
Number one in the world.
I'm the champion.
In Andorra this year, he won. He fucked everyone up, and he won world champion. He has to run a rainbow stripe on his jersey a whole year. He is undeniably world champion the whole year.
What came in the belt?
Yeah,
Exactly.
do you think they should have a belt in our sports?
Do that.
Eh? Take the rainbows, get a lacquer belt.
You just stand there, you just put your belt in.
Do you reckon he would have got a nice table here if he had a belt?
You understand?
The belt.
Said have the champions today, wherever you want. But anyway, guys, get to meet you. What? I'm sorry, name.
Loris.
Loris.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Ali.
Ali.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I like it, great. World champ, eh?
Hey, we special. He's come down to Cape Town just to enjoy it, and he fucking loves it down here.
Keep doing it.
I'm from Cape Town. They're both French.
Take him around, eh?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, he's been around.
he's
We'll
good.
go to Mavericks later. It's a bookstore.
Is it? Oh, look cool.
And how long is your contract with Commensal?
2.
2 years.
Yeah.
So
I've done
nice.
2 my whole career. I think 3 is too long. 2 is like, if they're not happy, they can just stop. And if you're not happy, you can go. 2 is perfect.
2 years, Commensal take over the world. Commensal Markov. I think after you guys dominate next year, they're gonna have like a MotoGP rig, mass.
It's already coming.
uses, Everything. Hey,
It's coming.
it's coming.
Yep.
Oh la la.
It's insane.
That's why I'm not getting paid this year. They got a MotoGP rig. Signing off from Loris. Yeah, I mean, all I can think of is that, like, you seem to be a chill rider, pretty low key, not, causing drama or doing too much, like a silent assassin. Until you finally got the rainbows. Now next year, I don't think you can be a silent assassin. You've got to be.
I know.
You've actually got the targets on your head.
I
So you
know.
better actually stick away from the monster girls, stick away from the south of France. Get your head down, get in the gym, and make sure Amri's stressing when you get to Poland. Tell your girlfriend, I'm busy, I'm training.
Merci pour ton. Yeah, thanks for your welcome. I don't know, for showing us around.
The hospitality.
Hospitality. For being on the call every time we need.
Dorian, désolé. Bon flash up.
Perfect. Ah, putain.
Thank you guys. Look at Rose. Such a cute. You're fucking midget.